Hey, Skillbyte here. In this video, I'm gonna be painting this bumper and the hood. I'm gonna show you all the steps, and this is a DIY in my garage. So I made a little makeshift paint booth. I got another video on that showing you what I did to prep and prepare. I got another video on the special things you have to do for the bumper. I pre-mix the sealer so it's ready to go within the 10-minute open window of the adhesion promoter. Now, I showed the applying of the adhesion promoter in the bumper prep video. There's a link to that in the description. I'm not going to show that again. I mean, I shook it up good. Look at that. Okay, so I mixed the sealer, roughly 20 ounces. So I went to the 5, that's the 4, and then I went to the next 5, that's the 1. Ignore the 3rd because we don't need 1. And stirred it. Okay, I'm wiping this down. 50% alcohol. The gun should be already set. I'm going to do a test pattern. That looks pretty good. All right, let's see if we can do this. I got the hose, hopefully where it's not gonna be in the way. Everything is as clean as I could get it. I did the test pattern. And time to try to paint. You can tell that I am not a pro. Doing the sealer first is really good because this will give me some practice before I actually do the paint. Woo! If I have the paint going. You can tell I'm used to spray cans. It's hard to keep the air going and not the paint. Now, ideally, you want a wet edge. And I forget that I can face this down. And I forgot to put my respirator on. It's hard to see under there. It's hard to get a spray gun to paint up too. Okay, sealer's done on that. See if I can do this right. You don't have to spray real fast. Don't have loose clothing on. You don't want it dragging in. Forgot to get the sides, the edges. Hopefully you're ambidextrous. Otherwise, you gotta stay in the crosswalks. All right. Definitely should have wore the respirator. Oh man. I think we're good. I think we're good on the sealer. So you see what I'm doing? I did get my mask, so it's gonna be here and ready. I'm documenting all the times and how much I use. I'll come back and this is how much sealer I still had. And by the way, I have a full note, a to-do list with as much detail as I could fit with my scribble. And I ended up doing 2 coats. I should write that down. Yeah, 2 coats I did. So we have 15 minutes minimum, 60 minutes maximum for the bait, before the base. So we're gonna clean the gun. That's what the paint thinner is for, and this. And before 60 minutes is up, we'll then move to the base. Now my base is, I got this from Touch Up Zone. And by the way, the sealers did mix up fairly good. It's just, as a DIYer, I don't have a machine to shake it, so I gotta do everything manual. So that was, I gotta be honest, a little bit of a headache. But I got this from Touch Up Zone online. And by the way, I have a discount code. TUZ, Touch Up Zone, 15%. That's the discount code. So I actually was able to get a discount on my own, which was awesome. So I actually called the tech line to test them. All right, I did have a legit question. How much time between layer 1 and layer 2? Now my guess is that it's a separate color, which it is. They confirmed you wait as if it was a second color. And that is the pearl, by the way. Their prices were good. They got the discount, and I got the product in a reasonable amount of time. Oh, and by the way, they ship UPS, which I personally prefer because I can actually tell when it's really going to get here. So this is already mixed. I don't have to mix it. So I have shaken them. I'll shake them some more. When I pop open this, I will then be able to pour it in my cup and go to town without the mixing. When you raise your gloves, sometimes sweat comes running out. Be aware. Oh, and by the way, hey everybody, I'm wearing a Cools It do-rag. So I actually wear these do-rags because they collect the sweat. They hold the sweat so it doesn't run down and drip on everything. Now my face, my eyebrows still got some. I mean, it's really hot out here, unfortunately. It's supposed to be 94. It's probably already 90. And I am drenched, if you can't see it, and I'm still dumping. So I think actually there's no may about it. I'm gonna go through another pair of gloves. Look at, I mean, seriously, I don't want that dripping on the paint. So anytime you change the paint type, so going from sealer to base, so like pearl and clear, the paint should be dry to the touch. That means you use a tack cloth on it to pick up anything. I think I bumped it with a hose right there. So I shook the can, then I stirred it. You want 2 to 3 coats of this. 8 to 12 minutes between coats. So you'll want to look at it to flash. It should turn dull. Then you'll add your next coat, and minimum of 20 minutes, 30 minutes flash time to the next layer. So I'm going to pour this to the 5 again. Probably can't see. Okay. So the top on. And actually, so I forgot I don't have to have activator. So it really doesn't matter as long as I don't waste too much paint. So I know that was plenty. So I got 21 ounces in there. All right, I'm gonna call this B for base. Collar on. Set it on top. Turn. And yeah, it will fall over in case you're wondering. All right, I'm wearing the mask this time. And yeah, it kind of makes the glasses tough, but so I already sprayed out the gun after cleaning it, so there's nothing in it. Now we're going to check the pattern with the base coat. Oh, I'm going to be closer. Looks good. If only I could paint that well. All right, so this is the base coat. Not as important as the other two, but it is more important than the sealer. Going way too fast and too far away. A shadow really messing me up. Definitely very challenge. And you get that coconut. Now I have shadows, but I'm also not going to I think I'm putting it on, honestly, a little bit light. But it's the first coat. It's sure the surfaces of the cat cloth. And you also do get that little piece off. It was just setting on off pretty much. Don't touch it with your hands. I really can't, yeah. Alright, what are the odds of me doing a better job this time? Got the respirator on at least. And no gloves. Good, and overlap. Ooh, way too thick there. So I slowed down. I think that's too thick. I may be wrong though. So I'm not a professional painter. Who remembers what I forgot? Who remembered edges? All right.
It is definitely zebraed. Maybe we'll do better on the second coat. Used about half. It's down to about 10 ounces or one coat. So that was about 11 ounces, which is, I think we can agree is light. I was too light on it. I was too light with it. So I'm going to add some more just to make sure I have enough for a thicker second coat. It is time for the second coat. I already sprayed some through it, make sure that everything's good. Oh no, I'm painting like a can again. And I forgot to stop. Gotta pull it all the way for the paint to come out. It's going a little fast. It's hard not to go fast. If you don't hear it hitting the surface, then you're not actually spraying. You didn't pull it all the way. Yeah, I think that was still light. See if we can do better on the hood. Well, I tried to fix it. Probably made it worse. Maybe it'll cover up. Try this again. Yeah, go. I accelerate when I'm moving. That's my problem. Be smooth, be smooth. All right, are we ready? Oh, did it again. About 6 inches. Okay, go back to the wet line. Easy. A little close in the middle. So on the base coat, it'll eventually all be the same color if you get enough coats. All right, it's actually looking all right. It needs a little more there, and I found a little spot right there. So I adjusted the pressure down like 2 degrees. So it was originally at 29. Somehow it was up to 30 when I just checked it. So now I dropped it back to 28. So This is going to be the third and final coat. And it is a little zebra looking. Ah, need better light and talent. And I forgot to get the edges again. Oh yeah, look at this. A little fast right here. And I didn't stop here. A little close. Well, that was the best I've done so far.
Take this off. Make sure the holes are clean. Take this off. Make sure the holes are clean. Pull this out. Make sure it's clean. Look at, I hope you can see that. So what'll happen is when the paint sits there for a little bit, that'll clog up. Now when you first go to use it with the actual air, hopefully that will clear out. And it's best to take this out first. Remember where the spring goes. Take that out. Okay, now you can take the nozzle. And so right in here, it can really clog up. So I'm holding my finger on the bottom. Ow, it hurts actually. And I also got somewhere a push pin to use cleaning that. So get that clean, get that clean. Check the orifices here. Make sure those are clean so the air will flow right. Okay, now we got things clean. Put it back together. So I am spraying with this all the way open. So basically, turn this. So turn this out. Now you squeeze the trigger as far as it can go without affecting any pressure here. Now I'm going to turn it in. Now I'm feeling pressure. That's where I want it. That'll be max. Okay, the paint is fully flashed and ready for the pearl. This is the pearl. Hopefully you can see it. It looks like, wait, pearl. I shook it up real good before opening. And then stirred it. And by the way, these rings, they just set on there. You pull them up with your fingers, they pop off, and the lid is on just like a regular cap. These are just a little safety for shipping. By the way, the data sheet basically is right there on the side. Tack cloth.
So this is the pearl coat. And this is going to be a real challenge. I should be better at painting than I started, because you want to try to get the pearl even. Obviously. Bumper, that's kind of a challenge. And I already did a test pattern. Forgot to start the helmet cam on the last one. Now there is a little spot right there. There's a couple things that aren't 100%. It's not too bad. Alright, let's see if we can do this steady. 70% overlap. Too fast. Too slow. I forgot to do the edges again first. Alright, who was supposed to tell me? The little zebra. Was right behind where you were, but at the same time, try to keep your overlap right. This takes a lot of practice. Real close. That was better. I'm getting better. And I can see how much I have left. Can you see the cloud from the fan blowing out? Well, you've got to wear a respirator for this stuff. One thing on Pearl is you want to put enough to match the other panels. So be aware of that. And I already shot a pattern. What's what? Moving pretty quick. That's looking pretty close. All right. I'm going to switch sides because I've been doing better on this side. Maybe it'll carry over. Also, if you're right-handed, start from the left and move to the right because you can see the results better. Oh, hit the edge first. Now, with Pearl, I'm not honestly that concerned about the edges because you're not really going to see it. Okay. Real close. I think that was better. Real close. All right, what do you think? Was that better? Did it look better on film, on video? This gun is not the best. Right there and right there, I got a couple stripes. We'll see how it looks and decide if we need a third coat or not. All right, this is car we're trying to match. You can see it's got some pearl there. So when the sun shines on it, you can definitely see the pearl. And that's why we're replacing the hood, is because it's got bent. It's really hard to unbend. Now, there is no clear coat. That's another thing. So, from what I read, this should normally be a 2 coats. However, my coats are kind of thin. But, if that was glossy, would that be pretty close? So for clear coat, I'm using the Finish One. Now I have the FC 720, which is actually overall clear coat, so it's actually meant for painting a whole car, with the FH 612 activator, the hardener, which is, what was it, 70 to, there's a chart that they have you can look at, like 70 to 90 degrees, and it's like 90 degrees today. Now there is an FC 710 that's for like single body panels, and it dries faster. So if I look at my notes, clear coats 4 to 1, I already mixed. Let flash between coats 8 to 12 minutes maybe. Okay, so the thing is, this is the 710 would actually dry flash faster. I think that this one, the 720, is going to actually take longer, maybe even 40 to 45 minutes based upon what I read. If you should be able to run your finger along it before you put the next coat on. It should be flashed and just dry enough where it doesn't stick to your finger when you touch it. And just don't get grease, don't get oils, fingers oils on the paint. That's always bad. So yeah, wear a glove. Okay, ready for the first coat of clear coat. Now, the pearl is the most important to get right. So the sealer is easy to put on. You just got to have it coated and don't run it. If it's too thin, do another coat like I did. The base, same principle. Just make sure you got coverage, and most colors will look fine because they'll look that color. Now there's a few colors you got to be a little more careful on, like with red. You know, it actually gets darker, but as a general rule, base color isn't that bad. It's the pearls, the metallics, that's the one where you can get the zebra stripes and stuff if you're not careful. And on the bumper, yes, I've painted it every direction because it's a bumper. You can't really do like the hood and the other panels where it's a nice consistent pattern. So now we're going to do the clear coat. So clear coat is actually similar to the filler, really. You just have to have enough on and not run it. But if it's orange peel, well, you just have to buff it or wet sand it, depending on how bad it is. It's less sensitive than the pearl. Oh, now it's popping. Once again. Maybe I should have added more pearls. Not kidding, and it's too late now anyway. Smooth. Got a good overlap. It dripped. Oh man. And I didn't get the edge. Well, there's some orange peel, but there's a lot of orange peel. May have to lower the pressure. And it dripped right there. There's a drip spot. And a bug landed right there. Worst case, we gotta buff it, color sand it, but we'll see what we can do on the second coat. I used the tape trick to get that drip that had dropped down there. You take a piece of painter's tape with the sticky outside. Now dull it just a bit by touching it on your glove or something, and then dab it. It picked up the extra, and the next coat will cover it. And I tried to clean that one up with some needle tweezers, and it's really not that great. All right, second coat of clear on the fender. So you really want air going through it all the time. No, don't drip. And the bumper's looking better than the hood. And it is dry to the touch. Edges. Six inches. And I dropped the pressure just a little bit. Other than that, nope. There's a little road and an overlap there. All right, my gun is dripping from somewhere. It's leaking from the top. That's sad. So I've got two coats. I could leave it here, but I'm probably gonna go ahead and wet sand and buff it because of the spots where it dripped. It's thick, and I could add a third coat, which you want 2 to 3 coats. So I can add this third coat, and that'll give me plenty of clear to buff and wet sand on it. All right, no drips. All right, let's see if we can get our best lay down here. On the wet line. Unbelievable. There. Should be done. It's clear coat. Just in time. Woo! Well, so I think I now figured out how to paint. So it only took me, to the last coat. We're good.
So the third coat's looking really good. Some drips on that, and check that gnat out. I hope that's showing up. Got on it and then left its little trail. So yeah, I'll still have to buff it a little bit, at least few places. There it is. Yeah, the hood's setting up. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that they had raised the hood latch. Anyway, the color match is really good. So I'd say for a DIY, that was a good paint job. And
It is latched. It's not coming up. The other one set up as well, and I thought that was because it was bent, but oh well. That is a project for another day because I'm exhausted. All right, well, I hope that was helpful. If so, please like, subscribe, comment, and good luck with your project.